that the Indiana Fever have dealt with the Chloe Bibby injury. Chloe Bibby was listed as day-to-day 2 weeks ago.
Chloe Bibby, red kryptonite herself. Chloe Bibby is out for the season.
It was announced that Chloe Bibby will be out for the remainder of the season.
Right, you see it right here. Chloe Bibby will miss the remainder of the season due to a left knee injury. Now,
because she said Bibby didn't suffer what she would call a setback.
Says the Indiana Fever announced today that forward Chloe Bibby will miss the remainder of the season.
Just minutes ago, the Indiana Fever have officially removed Chloe Bibby after a brutal knee injury. This shocking update has left fans heartbroken and the season turned upside down.
That the Indiana Fever have dealt with the Chloe Bibby injury. The Fever training staff are the reason why Chloe Bibby's injured. I'm actually not saying that, and I don't know that.
The Indiana Fever have dealt with the Chloe Bibby injury in a confusing way.
Chloe Bibby, red kryptonite herself. Chloe Bibby is out for the season.
No Caitlin, no Sophie, and now no Chloe. The situation keeps getting more heartbreaking.
right, you see it right here. Chloe Bibby will miss the remainder of the season due to a left knee injury. Now,
The news has been confirmed Chloe Bibby will miss the remainder of the season due to a left knee injury. This is yet another crushing blow for the Fever.
She was taken off the injury report and she did travel with the team to the West Coast, but according to Steph White, all the traveling kind of flared up her knee.
The Indiana Fever signed yet another hardship waiver because Chloe Bibby is out for the season. Her removal comes right as the team was already battling injury struggles.
It was announced that Chloe Bibby will be out for the remainder of the season. Well, Bree Hall was signed to a rest of season contract.
It was announced that Chloe Bibby will be out for the remainder of the season. Stephanie White previously said it wasn't a setback, but now Bibby's season is finished.
Says the Indiana Fever announced today that forward Chloe Bibby will miss the remainder of the season due to a left knee injury.
This devastating update leaves the roster even thinner.
But what I am saying is Chloe Bibby was listed as day-to-day 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, she was day-to-day. And then all of a sudden, she goes from day-to-day to she's back playing.
2 weeks ago, she was listed as day-to-day. Then suddenly, she was back on the roster, and now she's completely removed.
runneth over. Now, they did sign Bree Hall, okay? Shout out Chloe Peterson.
4 days after Steph White claimed the swelling in Chloe Bibby's knee wasn't a setback, Bibby was ruled out for the season. Fans and media immediately questioned the honesty of the team's injury updates.
Fever fans, fire your incompetent training and medical staff. This brand of apple is rotten to the core.
Fans quickly reacted, calling out the Fever's medical staff as incompetent. One frustrated response said, "Fire your incompetent training and medical staff."
Stephanie White was asked about this, and her words were that there was no setback, just a little bit of swelling because of traveling.
Stephanie White was asked about this, and her words were that there was no setback, just a little bit of swelling because of traveling.
Bree Hall is somebody that the Indiana Fever actually drafted in the second round of the draft. She did play in one preseason game against Brazil, and then the Indiana Fever waived her.
Although her knee injury was originally described as not being a setback, Chloe Bibby has now been ruled out for the season. This contradiction left many questioning the consistency of the Fever's communication.
Because this is what she said about Chloe Bibby.
Not so much a setback. It's just, I think with all the travel and everything else, it just swelled up. And swelled up so much that it's caused some issues, and so she won't be available.
Stephanie White said Bibby didn't suffer what she would call a setback, but being back in the lineup and then ruled out for the season is exactly that. It's why so many now don't take the Fever's words about injuries at face value.
And in a related move, the Indiana Fever have signed guard Bree Hall to a rest of season hardship contract.
But for fans, this replacement doesn't erase the heartbreak of losing Bibby to a season-ending knee injury.
Look, it's one thing, like setbacks from injuries happen. That happens all the time. That a player comes back from injury a little bit too early and they end up having a setback.
But swelling while traveling is clearly a setback, and it raised even more questions about how the Fever handled Chloe Bibby's situation.
White said there's no setback, but now she's out for the season. Please fire your training and medical staff because they are incompetent, or White is for talking out of turn.
White said there's no setback, but now she's out for the season. These comments show the anger boiling over after Bibby's injury.
Like, these doctors know more, but the team just doesn't seem to be willing to communicate anything.
Fans pointed out that the Fever refused to be honest about injuries.
What the F is wrong with your training staff? This is ridiculous. At this point, they have to be incompetent at their jobs.
Many called the staff incompetent after fumbling Chloe Bibby's injury and misleading everyone on her status.
I honestly feel like she don't even know. And that's where the guidance of your coach and your health staff, your medical staff, that's where the guidance of them comes from.
Fans recalled Stephanie White saying Bibby only experienced swelling while traveling. Now she's out for the year, proving how misleading the updates were about her injury.
And one person commented, "Strong fans on long enough. Huddle up," meaning figure out how to word the PR statement shutting her down for the season.
Reactions on social media were sharp, with fans saying they had been strung along all season. To them, the Fever's latest announcement on Chloe Bibby felt like yet another PR spin.
So Chloe Bibby was out and then back in and then back out again. And that's why Stephanie White was asked that question.
Stephanie White said swelling during travel wasn't a setback, but when Bibby was put back in and then ruled out, it clearly was.
Like, I understand bringing out Chloe Bibby. It's not the end of the world that you brought out Chloe Bibby. It's not the end of the world you brought her back a little bit early. If it turns out that it was a pretty bad knee injury.
Even when swelling in Chloe Bibby's knee was obvious, the team tried to downplay it, only to later confirm she was done for the season.
There needs to be a league-wide investigation into transparency. This is damn ridiculous now. Fire Stephanie White.
Does anyone believe a word she says? The backlash grew louder after Bibby's removal.
Clearly it's a setback when you were back in the lineup and then you're back out.
The contradiction has left fans feeling deceived about Chloe Bibby's true condition.
Like, ironically, it would be a worse thing for our body if things didn't swell up. But if things randomly start swelling, something's wrong.
Anyone who has played sports knows that swelling means something is wrong.
Chloe Bibby joined the Indiana Fever July 25th via 7-day contract and was later signed through the rest of the season. Is expected to make a full recovery. Bree Hall was drafted by Indiana number 20 overall.
Although Bree Hall was signed to take her place, the fan reaction focused on heartbreak and frustration. Losing Chloe Bibby with such poor communication deepened the distrust in the Fever's injury management.
And again, it doesn't always have to be something major. Like, for some reason, the Indiana Fever refused to say it. I was like, things can be slight setbacks, things can be minor setbacks.
Yet Chloe Bibby kept flying with the team despite her knee reacting badly, raising serious questions about the Fever's medical decisions.
Like, being ruled out for the season because there's 3 games, there's a week left in the season. It could be a 2-week-long injury. It could be a 2-week-long injury, and simultaneously, while being a 2-week-long injury, it could be something that they're like, well.
The Fever may have considered cutting Chloe Bibby anyway, but her season-ending injury allowed them to bring in a hardship player quicker. While it might make roster sense, it leaves the team weaker for the playoff push.
Why sign a non-shooter to replace a shooter? We don't have enough scoring. Yeah, we brought in Bree Hall, who I think literally just got let go by the Valkyries, something.
To replace Bibby, the Fever signed Bree Hall, who had just been let go by the Valkyries. But fans immediately questioned why the team would swap a shooter for a non-shooter when scoring is already a problem.
To accommodate for Bibby's injury, the Fever have signed Bree Hall, their number 20th overall pick in the 2025 WNBA draft.
To accommodate Bibby's injury, the Fever signed Bree Hall, their 20th overall pick in the 2025 draft. She's joined by 3 other hardship players as the team struggles to stay competitive heading into the playoffs.
And somebody else whose handle is What the Hallie said, what does this even mean? She's either ready for full practice or she isn't. Why are they still waiting to literally the last minute to make this decision?
Bree Hall was signed to a rest-of-season contract after Bibby's injury. But it's clear this is a patchwork fever team, and the loss of Bibby at the stretch 4 position hurts their playoff rotation.
Being coy is also part of coaching, in one, protecting your players, protecting the information, but keeping that in mind as we go forward about things that were said or things that were recently said, including what was most recently said.
In a related move, the Fever announced the signing of guard Bree Hall to a hardship contract. While it fills Bibby's spot on paper, the loss of her size and shooting is a major setback for a team fighting to keep its playoff seed.
That is kind of crazy. We go from, no, all's good, to, yeah, no, she's actually, it's over.
What the F is wrong with your training staff? This is ridiculous. At this point, they have to be incompetent at their jobs.
I would think even if you announced it, she's going to be at the games. People are still going to show up and try to get their jerseys.
And one person commented, strong fans on long enough. Huddle up, meaning figure out how to word the PR statement shutting her down for the season.
We go from all's good to, yeah, she's actually done in 4 days. That's not good at all. What the F is wrong with your training staff? This is ridiculous. At this point, they have to be incompetent. Even if you announced it, she's going to be at the games. People are still going to show up and support. Strung fans along long enough. Huddle up, meaning figure out how to word the PR statement, shutting her down for the season. Maybe you could make the argument they were digging the grave for this season at this point in time. The Indiana Fever announced today that forward Chloe Bibby will miss the remainder of the season due to a left knee injury. This is heartbreaking for Chloe Bibby and the Fever, but we'll keep bringing you every update. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share to stay connected.